All right, let's jump right in. Welcome to today's explainer, where we're actually turning you into official profilers in training. Seriously, I am so pumped to guide you through this session at our virtual Junior Detective Academy. Today, we're going to learn some real-deal tricks that actual FBI agents and intelligence officers use to figure out when someone just isn't telling the truth. It is all about observation, laser focus, and knowing exactly what to look for. So, are you ready to unlock that inner detective? Think back for a second. Have you ever noticed a friend or, maybe a sibling fibbing about something small? Like maybe it was about who ate the absolute last chocolate chip cookie from the jar, or who accidentally broke that vase in the living room. You probably had this gut feeling they weren't telling the truth, right? But how did you actually know? Well, you weren't just guessing. You were literally picking up on clues without even realizing it. So let's meet the FBI profilers, the real-life mind readers. Which brings us to clue number 1. What exactly are psychological cues? So, what are these cool mind-reading tools? Well, the first is something called psychological cues. Basically, these are tiny, tiny changes in how someone acts, moves, or speaks that reveal what they're really thinking inside. It's kind of like a secret body language. See, when someone tries to hide the truth, their brain gets a little stressed out. And that stress, it leaks out in small ways that are invisible to most people. But you, as a profiler in training, you're going to learn exactly how to spot them. Let's compare what someone says with what their body actually does. Just imagine someone shouting, "I didn't do it! I didn't eat the cookie!" Now, their words sound totally innocent, right? But watch their physical cues. Maybe they're suddenly shifting their feet back and forth, or looking down at the floor, or, wait, maybe their voice tone suddenly goes all squeaky and high. Their words are saying one thing, but their body is literally screaming another. Now let's move on to clue number 2, using deductive reasoning. Okay, spotting the clues is really only the first part of the job. Now you need the real superpower to make sense of the whole shebang, and that is deductive reasoning. I know, it sounds a little intimidating, like a big textbook word, but it simply means using facts and clues to connect the dots and solve a puzzle. You're basically taking all those little secret body language clues you just observed and snapping them together to figure out the absolute truth. It's like putting together a giant jigsaw puzzle, but with human behavior. Let's actually break down how you do this, step by step. Step 1, notice a cue. Say you see your brother shifting his feet. Step 2, combine it with facts. Well, the fact is, there are totally cookie crumbs on his shirt. Step 3, solve the puzzle. The shifting feet tell you he's nervous, and the crumbs, they prove he was near the cookies. Boom, you just used deductive reasoning in a real-world scenario to uncover the truth. Up next is the 60-second challenge, spotting a liar. Now that you understand your tools, it's time to put these skills to the test. 60 seconds. Guys, that is a really short amount of time. Law enforcement officers and intelligence analysts often only have a tiny, tiny window, sometimes literally just 60 seconds during an interview to spot these psychological clues. You've got to be quick, super focused, and incredibly observant. If you only have 1 minute, you're going to need a rapid-fire observation checklist. So keep this in your mental detective notebook. First, watch their movements. Are they fidgeting? Second, check their voice tone. Did it get louder, quieter, maybe crack a bit? Third, spot sudden changes. Like, were they totally calm a second ago and now they're super defensive? And finally, connect those dots quickly using your deductive reasoning. This leads us to real-world security and why this matters. Spotting fibs about missing cookies is fun, for sure, but remember this golden rule. Deductive reasoning applies to real-world security and intelligence. Actual intelligence officers, well, they aren't looking for missing cookies. They're actually using these very same psychological tricks we just talked about to solve major crimes, understand super complex threats, and ultimately keep people safe. The whole foundation of security starts with a simple act of observing closely and connecting the dots. So, my fellow junior detectives, we've reached the end of your basic training. You know the psychological cues, you have your 60-second checklist, and you absolutely know how to connect the dots. But the real test begins the moment this explainer ends. I want you to step out into the world and look really closely at the people around you. Someone, somewhere, is hiding a secret right now. The question is, are your eyes sharp enough to spot the lie before they even open their mouth?